This isn't just a road trip, it's a real-life test of what it's like to live with an electric Porsche, the new 2025 Taycan 4S, a car built on over 100 years of innovation and the spark that started it all. We're going across provinces, from luxury estates to dusty quad bike trails, charging station hunts, highway uncertainty and celebration, because this isn't just about performance stats or price tags, it's about whether this car in today's South Africa can actually work for your life. This is the story of an electric Porsche and why the Taycan 4S might be the future, if we're all ready for it. Before we dive into our road trip, let's go back, and I mean way back, because electric cars aren't actually new. In fact, they came before petrol cars. By the early 1900s, electric cars were already cruising through city streets, clean, quiet, and simple to drive. In the US, they made up over a third of all vehicles sold. But then came cheap oil, mass production, and the roaring combustion engine we all grew to love. But while most were chasing horsepower, one man was already thinking differently. Ferdinand Porsche. He built his first car in 1898, the P1, and it was fully electric. Then in 1901, he built the Lorna Porsche Mixed, the world's first ever hybrid car, a full century ahead of its time. Now in 2025, the vision comes full circle. This is the Taycan 4S, a car that connects the spirit of the original P1 with the future of performance, and I'm taking it on a real-world test. Now let's go see if the Porsche lives up to the legacy it started. Alright guys, so it's been about 20 minutes behind the wheel of the Taycan, and what I can say straight off the bat is, yeah, alright, electric cars are electric cars. However, over the next few days, we're going to definitely try and see if that changes our mind. What I must say that is really nice about this is it feels very, very familiar. Now, you guys know on the channel we've been blessed to be in and out of Porsches pretty much every week for the past month or two. This feels like home. It feels just like every other newer Porsche that I've been in, and that is such a good thing. Keeps that Porsche DNA, and also I haven't yet had a time or chance to push it because we are doing a bit of a long trip right now, and I'm trying to save every bit of battery. We should be able to make it comfortably to and from. Yeah, we'll see about that. But I'm just also not trying to take a chance. This is my first time driving an electric car, so I'm not too sure how consumption works. I got it with 100% battery. Right now it's on 83%. From there, I have done a fair bit of driving. I went from Porsche Center Joburg to Midrand. From Midrand, I went to Sandton for a meeting, and then from Sandton, I came here to Pretoria to go and find a Pick n Pay. So that is quite a bit of driving. For the battery to be at 83%, it's still quite impressive, I'm not gonna lie. After a few more minutes of driving around electric silence, we finally arrived at Pick n Pay. The mission was simple: secure bright supplies and snacks. We got 3 packs of these. Next thing we're looking for, some chicken wings. Okay, we're gonna try these. He says try me, I'm new, and that just sounds very polite, so let's give this a shot. After successfully completing the mission, I headed back to the car, where I noticed the Porsche effect slowly starting to kick in. We zipped back on the road, but I had to make one more stop. You guys comment down below and guess what I ordered. But while I was in the drive-thru, I noticed something quite cool about the Taycan: the camera system. The 360-degree cameras really allowed me to know exactly where the car was and mitigate any rim scratchery. If you guessed right, you are absolutely correct, man. Grand chicken spicy. Well done to you, and thank you for watching the previous video. But guys, if you've not yet tried this, my word, what are you waiting for? After destroying that burger, we hit the highway, set cruise control, and enjoyed the Bose sound system. Alright guys, so we had to stop real quick just to talk about that, man, the Taycan. This car, so far, has exceeded some of my expectations, I'm not gonna lie. It's exceeded a lot of my expectations. Now, I really did not want to go into this liking electric cars. Now again, I'm not saying I completely do, but I can definitely say I no longer hate them. This thing is quite cool, man. I mean, just look at the stance that sits right there. That iconic Porsche suspension, man. And you feel it when you go over the road surfaces, when you go over bumps, when you go over curves, corners, absolutely everything. This thing has been handling whatever I've been throwing at it quite well indeed. And now, what made me stop was just to reflect quickly on that acceleration. Now, guys, look, we've been privileged to drive a lot of really cool cars. Nothing has done a 0 to 100 like this has, or rather felt like that. I don't know if we're gonna beat that on the channel soon. We've got some interesting cars coming to the fleet very, very soon, but If this is the 4S, what on earth is the Turbo GT like? After coming to terms with the fact that I was slowly starting to appreciate electric cars more, I headed back on the road to see what it's all about. Alright guys, let's do a 0 to 100. Let's see how crazy this is. So after over an hour of driving, we finally arrived to Euphoria. Guys, this is pretty crazy. There's so much wildlife in this estate, and because this is an electric car, it doesn't really scare them away, so you can get real close to them. Look at that. After a long electric journey, this is where the Taycan 4S brought us. A 5-bedroom villa inside a luxury golf estate, where the morning starts with mountain views and the evenings end by a fire pit or in the private pool. Inside, it's everything you'd expect from a high-end retreat. Comfortable beds in every room, 6 elegant bathrooms, modern kitchen, and floor-to-ceiling serenity. This whole place felt like a private resort, perfect for a celebration, a getaway, or just pressing pause on life. The price, 11,275 Rand a night. That may not sound cheap, but when shared with friends or family, it's a luxury that actually makes sense. This is not just where we stayed, it was part of our experience and one that made this road trip unforgettable. But we'll return to that. The next day, we went quad biking. It is another day and another dollar, another adventure. People, we want to go quad biking. I don't know when last I've been quad biking, and this is one of the cool attractions that you can do around this Airbnb. And we're here at Fumani Game Lodge, which is a 5-star place. And let's see, we got a 2.7 kilometer dirt road straight. So we're of course gonna see how the Taycan does off-road. I've never taken an electric car on a dust surface. And now, what you guys need to know about electric cars, right? These things are blisteringly fast, and I'm curious to see how it puts the power down with, of course, traction on a dirt road. Are you excited? Are you ready for this? Dirt road launch in a Porsche Taycan. It just gets going. And now, on the topic of just getting going, let's quickly talk about how this does off-road. Now, this of course is a compacted dirt road. It's nothing too extreme. However, it is still quite bumpy. It's got a lot of divots in the road, as well as a lot of rocks that are on the road. The drive quality of this thing, right now I'm in range mode. In fact, I'm in normal mode, so the suspension is just kind of leveled, and it's doing quite well, to be honest with you. We got a Toyota Hilux behind us, and we're setting pace for everything. This thing is without hiccups so far, man. I am impressed. You know, guys, when you're driving a Porsche, right, even the way you drink water and the type of water you drink changes. Today we got Valpre sparkling water. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that, guys. You know, when you're in these cars, some things need to change. You can't be here with Bonaqua. You know, baby, the Bonaqua, the one when you finish, you crunch the thing. Bonaqua. You need glass bottles in a Porsche. Quick side note. When I googled for money, it showed that they have an electric car charger inside there. So I figured, why not charge the Taycan while we go quad biking? This is where my problem started. Okay guys, so Porsche has given us this charge card over here, right? And here's the charging station. However, we have a bit of a dilemma. As you guys can see, we need to get the cable to then put in the car. The car did not come with the cables that I left at Porsche. And I was assuming all the charging stations will have cables that come out of it. So one of the guys from Fumani has just run out to try and make a plan to find the cable. Maybe one of the owners or something here has the cables and they're in one of the rooms. I don't know, but he's just ran out to try and find it. How we charge this is quite interesting. So you've got a charger on each side. There's one there, and then there is another one over here, and you just open it by swiping your hand over there, and then that pops open just like that. and then essentially you just pop that in. To my understanding, you just pop that in, pop it into there, and then it charges. And then when you're ready to pull the cable out, you just push that button, and then it, you know, disengages. You close that by swiping, just like that. So yeah, this is all a learning curve, and you guys are doing this with me. This is literally the perspective of somebody who was super against the electric cars, giving it a shot for the first time, and just kind of figuring out all the challenges and stuff that come with it. After waiting for the guy to come back with the cable, we ended up finding there was no cable. But anyway, that was a problem for after quad biking.
Wake up and lace up my sneakers, I'm always dressed to kill. Each time I speak, I'm at peak to bring me some extra ears. Feel it in my soul, in my sleep, I breathe till the winds get sealed. Don't go while the rest sit still, be smoke, run out.
Guys, look at this. Look at how crazy this is. The watering hole to my left and to my right. We got a bit of an uphill going on over here. Oh yeah, baby. Woohoo!
Stairs out and elevated twofold with the hesitation they faked. I went.
Okay guys, so we've taken a bit of a break out at this crazy viewpoint. Just look at this. She was flying. You're a speed racer.
Yeah. Faster than you.
Yo, hey, you and that. Yeah, we had a lot of fun back there, guys. Unfortunately, I left my GoPro at home, so I can't like step it on the thing. But trust me when I say, when we were zooming back there, we were zooming. But just this is what it's all about, man. Literal, just nature, guys. Nature. After having so much fun at quad biking, it was time to go back to reality. Our charging dilemma. We came over here to Euphoria, back to the States, and their electric car charger is actually working. However, same story, no cables. So I'm learning all of these things as I go. Unfortunately, we don't have the cable for this car. So they explained it in a way of something about AC charging points don't come with cables or whatever. You have to bring your own. We have 138 kilometers, right, of range left. It's 115 kilometers to go to the Mall of the North, where they do have a grid cars charging point. However, I have to factor in a few things. How long is it going to take to charge over there? How much range can I get in a few hours? Because I have to be back here by about 4 o'clock. It is 22 past 12. I really don't know. I'm weighing out my options right now. To go back to Pretoria, at the grid cars charging point there, it's 139 kilometers. Dude, we're on 137 right now. So by the time we get there, like, the battery is most likely going to be finished, and then we're going to get stuck, which is what I don't want to do. I just think that we need more infrastructure in South Africa for electric cars to be as convenient as gas powered cars. I just need to sit down and think, what is the best way forward? Do I take the chance, go to the Mall of the North, spend a couple of hours out there, maybe just edit in the car? That sounds like an option. Or do we risk it and try and make it back to Pretoria with our range now at 136? After sitting and thinking, I made up my mind. We're going to the Mall of the North. 115 kilometers. We got 139 kilometer range. So let's do this. In fact, 132 kilometer range. So I'm gonna connect my phone up, get some music going, and let's hit the road, guys. Now I'm not gonna lie, the trip to the charging station started off so well. I had my tunes banging, aircon pumping, until I noticed that my range was tipping faster than I was arriving to my destination. Guys, 62 kilometers range, and well, that disappeared, but I'm 66 kilometers away from the mall. And I don't understand this, man. Like, the range is just going down. I've got no aircon on right now, guys, and it is so hot. I got no aircon on. I've been on cruise control the whole time, and yeah, somehow the range is just not matching up with the distance. So this is probably the most stressful thing that I've ever done, because if I get stuck out that side, dude, I'm so screwed. And like I mentioned, when we had planned the route, we had seen the 2 charging stations near where we're staying. Unfortunately, there's just no cables. I didn't get the cables for this car, so oh my gosh, man, this is so stressful. I'm just looking at this range, and it just keeps going down and down and down. Right now we're at 56 kilometers. I don't know what to do. I think maybe when I reach a downhill, I'm probably just gonna like turn off cruise control and just let it idle or coast down the hill in hopes of maybe just regenning the battery. I don't know, man. I really don't know. Okay guys, so over here we got 10 kilometers until empty. Over there it's showing that we're gonna have 1% when we reach our destination. So our original plan was to make it to the mall of the north, to go and charge there, but to be honest with you, there's no way we're gonna make it there. So the Porsche's navigation has sent me to the nearest charging station, which is BMW Limpopo. After spending the last bit of precious battery I had driving to the nearest charging port, which is supposedly located at BMW dealership, I arrived there and there was no BMW dealership. But luckily got a charger, but this is so slow, so we're probably gonna not probably, but this is showing we're gonna reach full battery tomorrow. Tomorrow at 9:15 at night, brother. What if I can just get maybe to 10%? I can shoot to the fast charger. After charging up and getting 15 kilometers of range, I decided to hit the road and try and make it to the mall supercharger. Everything was going well until, yeah, no guys, listen, yeah, it's done, man. Battery critical, 0%, 0 kilometers. I got no power. We are literally 2 kilometers away from the supercharger, man. We've got a downhill. There's the mall. The mall is literally right over there. The mall is literally right over there, dude. Oh my gosh, the mall is right there. And we've got no power right now. 0%, 0 kilometers. To do, man. I really do not know what to do, bro. Let's just see if we can't crawl there. We're literally just coasting downhill, bro. Everybody's overtaking us. The truck behind us is catching up to us. All we can do is laugh, bro. Mall of the North, right there. Right there. Please, please, Lord, help me. Father, please get me this. Please, that's all I want, Lord. Just please over there. Guys, I'm at a loss, man. I'm at a loss of words. I never thought I'd be in this situation. I would never wish this situation on my worst enemy. Like, this is freaking nerve-wracking, and it's different from a gas-powered car because you can literally just park, run to the petrol station, get like a jug of petrol and sort yourself out. Right now, we don't have that privilege. But just as I had lost hope, my prayers are answered. Guys, I cannot make this up, man. There's the freaking charger right there. 0%, 0 kilometers. We made it, baby! Okay, guys, so here she is charging up. So currently, this is pretty interesting. So it is now at 51% charge. I can show you guys, or 52% charge. And it'll reach full battery in an hour's time. So I don't think I'll wait that long. I think I'm just gonna give it another 30 minutes or so, because then it's another hour and a half to get back to the house. So it is getting pretty late, man, and we have things to do that side. So electric car life. With the Taycan finally charged up, I made my way back to the estate. A little more relaxed, but still running on the adrenaline of that 0% moment. Now after pulling back into the estate, I located the unthinkable. And so basically that whole exercise was quite pointless, because as soon as I got back here, we located a cable. So I got the car charging right here in the estate. As you guys can see, they got 10.8, right? 10.8 or 10.7 is fluctuating. The car is telling me that it'll reach 100% charge at 1:38. So that's literally perfect. I'm just gonna leave it here overnight and then I'll pick it up tomorrow morning. The only problem now is I gotta make it all the way back to the house, and I gotta walk. I left the car plugged in, headed back home, and started to prep the meat for a fry. I could finally start to breathe a little bit. So let's quickly talk about the kitchen setup, right? This is so cool. We got a Snake gas stove over here, this amazing chandelier above us, this marble countertop, which has got this really cool design. It really just kind of separates the living spaces from the kitchen over here, since everything is quite open plan and absolutely lovely. Double door fridge goes without saying. But another really cool thing that this house has, all these accent lightings, right? All these LED strip lights that you find in the shelves, you get them underneath here as well as in the alcohol cabinet underneath the staircase. But basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna grab some barbecue spice. We're gonna put a generous amount, some black pepper. Same story. Now we got some mixed herb. Also a nice generous amount of that. We're gonna massage the meat just like this, guys, making sure to get all them spices mixed in just like that. Comment down below how you guys marinate your chops, and if you tried the one spice chops from last time. To be honest, that was a 10 out of 10. We then popped a bottle of champagne, partly in celebration of arriving, partly in celebration of surviving. Woo! And as the night settled and the meat cooked, I lit up the fireplace, poured a glass of uva mira, and just went gentle into that good night. Although going on a road trip and getting out the city was absolutely amazing, it left the question unanswered. Are electric cars really this impractical in South Africa? For that, I headed back to the city, where electric car infrastructure is plentiful, and I gave the Taycan a fair chance to answer that question. In the spirit of kind of showing you guys where the Taycan shines, here in the city has been absolutely amazing, guys. So last night, we went and we charged up. Today, we've been driving in Sport Plus the entire time. If you guys just take a look around you, you'll notice ambient lighting in the door sills, in the cup holders, in the footwell, absolutely everywhere. It just kind of encompasses you inside the vehicle and kind of gives you a hug, a little Porsche hug, if you may. The negatives, quite literally, like I stated earlier, have to do with simply the infrastructure in South Africa, not so much the vehicle. This hasn't done any weird things, it hasn't had any hiccups. It's a Porsche after all. The build quality of these things is absolutely solid. Every Porsche that I've driven has not had a hiccup. You know, a lot of cars will have some glitches in the software, maybe in the screens or something like that. Maybe the drivetrain will do something funky, but with this, there's been absolutely nothing. The other negative that I would say, and again, it's not unique to the Taycan, this is just an electric car thing, especially a fast electric car thing. It's just that if you're driving it how we are right now with no music playing and you decide to punch it, dude, just the G-force and the sensation of speed without sound does tend to mess with my head a little bit, man. It makes me feel, my head feel a little bit congested. But then again, that's nothing that's unique to this car. That is just an electric car thing that you just have to watch out for if you're buying one of the faster ones. Driving dynamics wise, man, this is still a Porsche. Going around corners, going around bumps, it navigates just how you would expect out of something like a Panamera or something of that nature. It's composed, it's stable, it's low to the ground, very, very, very good center of gravity, of course, having the battery right on the floor of the car. Inside, I feel like I'm in something that is very, very, very familiar to me after having driven many Porsches back to back for the past 2 months. This has been absolutely crazy, man. So again, you guys comment down below and let me know, do you think South Africa is ready for EVs, and would you contemplate buying an EV? If not, what are your reasons? And if so, also what are your reasons? What will push you into getting out of a combustion engine into an electric vehicle? And if you already own an electric vehicle and you've owned one for a long time, comment down below and let me know what your experience has been all in all as an owner, from an owner's perspective, because I only have this car for 5 days, but in these 5 days we've put on close to 2,000 kilometers, man. We've tested this thing in a road trip context. We've tested this thing in the city. We've seen exactly what the Taycan can do. We've taken it off-roading a little bit. You guys have seen it. And it's done everything just how you would expect, especially out of a Porsche. So no complaints in that regard. My only thing is, I do love the soul and the character of a combustion engine, especially a Porsche combustion engine. You guys have watched the last 2 videos. We're in the 911, we're in the Cayenne GTS, and those cars just have raw emotion that just invokes something out of you that very few other cars can. This one does the same thing in its own way, and that way shines in the handling, and I will keep on singing the praises of the handling of this car, man. Completely surpassed my expectations and my thoughts of what it would be like. Would this be something I'd consider buying? If I had to get an EV, definitely.